another hard-fought victory today in Miami with a really good opponent. What were your keys to approaching the match today?
I think, is this on? Oh, okay, cool. I think keys to approaching the match. Honestly, I felt a bit rusty because I haven't played in 3 days. So just kind of trying to get back confident and into the groove of things. Sorry, I talk kind of softly. But yeah, I guess just like knowing that the last time I played her, it's been a couple years. And knowing that she's a really tough opponent, and knowing she's a bit unorthodox, I would say the trajectory of her balls were quite difficult for me. So yeah, thinking about all those things.
Hi, Naomi. You were saying on court that you feel better about making the quarterfinals this year compared to making the quarterfinals last year. And I'm wondering just how you look back, I guess, on your attitude or your mindset last year in terms of feeling like if you feel like you had to win every match because you were on this long streak, and if a loss, even a quarterfinals was a disaster for you on some level. Just what do you remember about what your mindset was then, and how it's sort of you've rebuilt it right now?
Yeah, I would say last year, yeah, there probably was a streak, and I was also wanting to be number one. And then this year, like, I'm kind of taking it round by round, and I know that I'm playing really tough opponents, so every time I win, I'm just really happy about it. And I don't know, I was thinking about it, but like, I would probably kill to be in the spot that I was in last year. Or even just seated, like, I don't really want to play this extra round, but yeah, I don't know. It's really an interesting, like, flip perspective. And I know there was a lot of things running through my mind last year as well. I'm not like dismissing that, but yeah, I don't know. This year I'm happy to be healthy. I luckily haven't had any major surgeries in my career so far, so that's good. Yeah.
In terms of things running through your mind, you mean the winning streak or something else?
Oh, there's always something going through my mind. Yeah, there's probably the winning streak, wanting to be number one, wanting to win the tournament. It's just like a bunch of things that aren't, like, if you think about it, it's not really important, but like at the time it was so heavy in my head.
Hey Naomi, Roland Garros recently announced that they are going to play a super tiebreaker, a 10-point tiebreaker at 6-all. And all of the majors are going to do that this year. I'm not sure if you even knew that. A lot of players haven't known it. But I'm wondering what your thoughts are on that. And if you have one memorable tiebreaker that you have played in your career that really you think about and stands out.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that, but also I would love to play a tiebreaker in Roland Garros. I would love to play a long match there. I don't know. My records are not that great, but one standout tiebreaker. I don't know if the match I played against Kvitova, Australian Open, the second set, was that a tiebreaker? Does anyone know? I think it was a tiebreaker, and I think I lost, but it was just memorable to me because I felt like I was able to regroup quite quickly. And before that match, I for some reason I just felt like I would drag on the feeling of loss. But I don't know, I was able to turn it around. So after that, I felt like I was quite confident in myself in not losing, more say, but like just being able to like keep a positive mentality.
And just as a follow-up to that, Tsitsipas came in and was asked similarly, and he said he thinks he would like to see the women play 3 out of 5 sets. And we know that in the past, Steffi Graf, they had it at the Virginia Slims Championships. Would you like to play 3 out of 5?
Does he want to play 9 sets? Like, if he tries to extend mine, I'm gonna extend his. Like, I don't know. Wait, so he was asked that question, or he just brought it up?
Yeah.
Wait, he was asked, or he just brought it up?
No, he brought it up.
This guy is so funny, man. I don't know. I feel like that'll change the structure of tennis. Like, people will start doing things differently in the gym and stuff like that. So, and it'll probably also get a very long time to be implemented, but you're also at, like, a man is talking about a woman's sport, so I don't think like his idea is going to go through.
I mean, I know you're sort of up on your pop culture. Obviously, the Oscars was relatively interesting last night, involving a tennis film as well. A, did you see the tennis film, and B, did you see anything else of particular interest?
Wait, there was tennis film?
King Richard, yeah.
Oh, you know what's weird? I still haven't watched that. And like everyone's asking me questions about it. But I think my problem is like I'm waiting to see it on the airplane, but I haven't gone overseas yet. So I know that's really bad. They used to have it on HBO Max, but then I downloaded it and it expired. But yeah, so I really need to watch that. I saw Beyonce's performance. She was beautiful as always. But yeah, I saw the trending topic. There's a lot of memes about it. Yeah, it's funny and unfortunate at the same time.
Hello, Naomi.
Hello.
You look very composed.
Do you want to put your phone here?
Oh yeah, that's probably a good place to make it. You look very composed and controlled in your games over the last 2-3 games. And last year that was probably not the case. What have you done to put yourself in this kind of mindset situation at this point?
I'm not sure if it's anything that I've done or just like the experiences in my life. Because in Australia, I felt like I was becoming more calm. Granted, my last match that I lost there, I was completely frazzled, but going into Indian Wells, my intention was to be, like pretty chill, and then that thing happened. And now that I'm here, I'm just like, no matter what happens, I won't let anything stop like my behavior and how like I put out energy in the world, if that makes sense. So I don't know. Like I've come here to do well, but if that doesn't happen, I just want people to remember me for being a fighter.
Good. Just a follow up on the question that you asked there about the playing 3 or 5 sets. So women have been
We're
paid
taking this
equally.
seriously?
No. Women have been paid equally in most of the tennis tournaments, right? So it's equal pay, equal work. So bearing that in mind, why shouldn't the women also do the equal work if they're getting equal pay?
Oh, it's a very interesting question that I didn't think I would get asked. I don't want to be rude. I'm like really trying to structure this in a way that's not like off-putting, but I think it's like decades of hard work, you know what I mean? Like up until now, the women have been putting in the work. It's not just like, oh, it's come out of nowhere that you get paid the same, you know what I mean? So it's like the history of the WTA has been leading them into advocating for equal pay with Billie Jean King, Venus, Serena, like all that. And I also think ticket sales are important. I think the WTA has really good up-and-comers. Like the number 1 player in the world is Iga's like 20, right? Yeah, so I don't know. It's who people find interesting. And Coco's amazing as well. So I can't really, give you a PowerPoint presentation on your question. But for me, I feel like the revenue that you generate, like ticket sales, is very important. And I think the WTA is doing a really good job with that.
Should just point out that as far as the prize money aspect is concerned, that equal prize money at the majors was pushed by a late head of the ATP, who actually got it across the line for Wimbledon, and the rest followed. But what I wanted to ask you about was Nick Kyrgios, and you've spent a bit of time with him, and I'm curious to know if you'll have discussed the mental health aspect between the two of you, knowing that it's been pretty public on both of you making comments on that aspect?
Yeah, I would say, I don't know if he wants me to even talk about this, but I would say probably after US Open or something, he reached out, and for me, it's been very interesting to watch him. Just because I never really could tell like what his actual personality was like. But yeah, I would say he's a nice guy, very polite. And we have talked about stuff like that, but not really deep, kind of more surface level. Yeah.
Because I was speaking with him at length this morning, and he had a lot of very positive things to say about you, and that he can relate to what you've been through and what the pressures are that you're having to carry.
Yeah, for sure. When I was like coming on tour or watching him, because he's been on tour for a very long time, or not very long, but long enough. I don't know. I kind of thought he was like my brother. Like we kind of look the same to me, so I don't know. And I always felt like his behavior was kind of like. I'm not trying to be offensive. I hope he doesn't read this and take it this way, but like someone that can't really handle the pressure too well, so they're kind of overwhelmed. And for me, I relate to that feeling a lot, but I think we channel it in different ways. So yeah, for me, I feel like he also has a lot of responsibility, because even now coming to the practice courts, he has a lot of kids watching him, and I don't know. I know that he loves that, but yeah, I think it's a bit of a double-sided coin.